OMG, we are rocking and rolling. It is Wednesday, November 2nd, and we're on the road to Childcare Millionaires Live. So you know what to do. It is time for you to come on in. Hopefully, Facebook will be friendly to us and let everyone know that we are on. Give us a few seconds so we can notify everyone. And if you're watching live, please let us know in the chat. All right, guys, we're on with Blake Sanders of Aleaf Insurance, and we're going to have a really good conversation. I know many of you think insurance is a bad word, but I have grown to love this word. If you use it correctly, it's always better to have it early than to need it late. So I can't wait to debunk some of the myths about insurance. Should we pay it? Shouldn't we pay it? I'm going to say it's an absolute yes. So why are we doing this live series? Because we are back. We're on the road to Childcare Millionaires Live. Childcare Millionaires Live is a conference that we hold twice a year where we bring all of our childcare owners together to enjoy collaboration, to speak to new vendors, to get information, and most importantly, to plan for a healthy next 6 months. So we meet twice a year in Houston. We may be mixing it up sometime soon. So let's take a look back at one of our past conferences.
Hey guys, it's your girl B Woods, Brandy Woods, the millionaire midwife, and your millionaire child care success coach. This is day one of the Childcare Millionaires Conference. If you're not ready, get ready, because it's about to be fire. Come and get the information, the relationships, and the love that you need to grow your center. Day one will be all that and more. Come on, y'all. We got work to do. We're setting the stage for success for 2022 and beyond. This is day one of the Childcare Millionaires Association's conference, and let me just tell you, I learned so much. Even though I'm a coach, let me tell you something, I am coachable. So I want you to know that on today, Dr. Connie Stewart hit the stage and she set the fire to let us know that we need to forecast, we need to broadcast, and we need to be ready for success. And then we were followed up by Raul. Let me tell you something, he is a technical data god, and he taught us about automation and what we need to do to make sure that we can have longevity and our businesses can grow and we can be ready for the wave of the future. We went to lunch and then we came back, and the jig aerobics team, they danced us into happiness. We worked off our lunch, and then we were ready to hear from the wonderful, the awesome, the fabulous Victoria Lowe. And Victoria really let us know about staffing and how we could grow our organizations. And that was then followed by Mr. Ephraim, who came to talk to us about our money and our finances and how to get our business stuff together. So today was just an amazing day. Hats off to the millionaire midwife, Brandy Wood Smith, for putting on a fabulous event and literally changing the world one child at a time. Oh my God, day one was phenomenal. Every speaker who hit this stage set it on fire. I'm so happy that you came to the Childcare Millionaires Conference. It only goes up from here. See you tomorrow.
All right, guys. So we hope to see you in the place. If you're watching us live, go ahead and do me a favor and put live in the chat. We would love to make sure that we give you an appropriate hello. I'm on with Blake Sanders of Aleaf Insurance, and I cannot wait to get inside of this conversation. So let me know in the chat if you are watching us live so we can say hello to you. Good morning, Blake. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy that we're both in Texas. So our time zones are in sync.
Makes everything so much easier.
Makes everything so much easier. So first of all, I want to welcome you to the childcare community. You are one of our new friends over at Aleaf Insurance. So tell us a little bit about the company and what do you guys do for the childcare industry?
So company started back on a husband and wife team in 2008. They were ready to leave the corporate world and wanted to create something where they could be able to take care of people and treat people like people versus what corporate America has kind of turned into. So insurance was the way they decided to make that run. And they had actually started up a child care division, which you really don't see a lot of in our world. There's not a lot of agents out there that specialize in child care and really understand what these owners go through and the exposures they're,
Woo!
You're
Yeah,
you own some schools, you know what you got to go through.
Yes, as an owner, you always want to protect yourself, right? There's so many things that can happen. And you know what the crazy thing about it is, Blake? It's like things that normally if you see something happens, it's not the owner who did it, but because we employ people, there are natural disasters, they're just random things that happen, vandalations, we transport kids. We have a lot of exposure in the childcare industry that we need to protect.
Absolutely.
So when you think about like a childcare center, like what are some of the like weak points that you're like, oh my gosh, if I was this owner, I would most assuredly make sure I'm covered here.
So one of the big ones that I see constantly is employment practices liability. So to me, that's just management in general, that's my I had a bad day policy. We all get stressed. We all have crazy days. But if I'm stressed out, sitting at the desk, worrying about who's going to run the bus routes, are we still going to stay in ratios? And all of a sudden, one of my employees comes in and I pop off and say something I might not should have. I've got coverage for that. So it's great. I would not own or operate a center without it. It's really going to give you coverage, whether it be race, religion, sex, employee to hire, failure to hire, promote. It's a big piece on the management side, and it keeps your directors at ease knowing they have that coverage, and it allows you to have difficult conversations with employees. We're not having to tiptoe around it because we're scared what may happen to us by having those tough conversations.
Employment practices liability. I see that in that yellow sign behind you. If you're watching, how many of you, one of your biggest struggles is with staff and difficult conversations and just making sure that you get people to do what they signed up to do? I know over the last year, one of the things I've heard over and over, Blake, is like people don't want to work, or I don't want to write this person up because, I don't even know if I can get another person in as fast as possible. And what I found is they're not even willing to have difficult conversations. But when they do, they're so elevated in how they feel. They're talking to them for you, Sally, Susan, Keisha. I'm talking to you out of the frustration of every employee. So, yeah, that's a good one.
But there's a handful of them out there, and limits have been a big key lately that we're starting to see. So everybody's under the perception on your general liability policy, you carry the big $1 million. But what a lot of owners aren't understanding is there's an exclusion in there for anything that happens to a child. So if a child gets injured, your general liability policy is not going to cover it unless you are sued. We don't want to go through the PR nightmare of having to be sued, get our names in the paper. It's not worth it. All you have to do to protect yourself is have a student accident policy. You can put $200,000 on every kid in the school, act as primary. We don't have to worry about, little Susie gets hurt on the playground. I know I can call that parent, let them know we're going to be able to take care of them, ease their mind. Because I'm a parent. That's the worst phone call you can get if something happened to your child.
Yes. That's the first phone call that we want to make too, just by the way. But
being able to, as an owner, director, having to make that phone call, knowing there's a policy in place that will act as primary, and we can take care of that student first and foremost. And this doesn't matter. You know what? Your parent could have gotten laid off 2 weeks ago and they don't have insurance now. Right. You're preventing yourself from having to be sued to take care of our kids. And the beauty of it, it's $6.60 per child per year. It's so cheap. Why would you not want to do it?
Yeah, that's really good, because sometimes when we think about the cost per child, this is why we guys have to have registration fees. A lot of you use your registration fees for like general practices and buying more crayons. Listen, one of the things that we want to use our registration fees for is to make sure that we're covering ourselves in case there's any problem. So just think of, hey, that $100 registration fee that you're using, you know, $20 of it, $10 of it is going to go to get you extra coverage, that where anything happens to this family, that $10 investment that you put in out of that registration fund can possibly protect you over a long length of time. So listen, I have a question, Blake.
Okay.
There are some owners out there with zero insurance. Zero. And I'm always super worried about them, because even bad occasions, bad accidents, something that's undesirable can happen to a great owner. Mm-hmm. What would you say to those people who are on the fence and saying, you know, I just don't want to spend this few $1,000s a year. I don't, things don't happen to me that often. What would you say to that owner?
In your mind, how much is your business worth to you? And you're going to give me whatever number you say that is, because whether you've worked your whole life, you're just getting into it, you've got a very large investment to get this thing started, is $2,000 or $3,000 not worth protecting that investment? Nobody can say no. We spend $2,000 or $3,000 in insurance just on our home.
Oh Lord,
that's not, my home's not making me money. My business is.
Absolutely. And it's non-negotiable about our home. And let's just think about that. Why do other things in our life is non-negotiable? We insure our cell phone. None of us are walking around here without that Apple Care and the T-Mobile Care. You know, we double insure our phones, right? Mm-hmm. You know, we insure our car, we insure our home. And those things, yeah, they bring us joy, but they don't give us that stability. Like you said, that financial stability, not just to take care of us, but to take care of our 12, 20, 30, now me, 40 employees at some times. It doesn't give me that insurance, that assurance that, you know what, if something happens to me, I won't have to go into my cash reserve to handle this situation.
Absolutely.
So I got a question for you, Blake.
Okay.
A lot of times I hear people in the childcare industry just really not knowing about the different types of value adds that insurance can bring. And I guess about 14 years ago, I was introduced to the idea of having a key man's policy. And I would talk to other childcare owners about it, and they would go, "What are you talking about?" And I know that it's something that's not very common in childcare, but can you sprinkle a little knowledge on our audience about what a key person's or a key man's policy is?
So you can look at that in any industry. We all have, take you for instance, if something happened to you as the owner, and let's say you're the really involved one, your husband's there, but can we really replace you? And how much money is it going to cost me to find another Brandy? Well, there might not be $1,000 amount of money to do that.
Yes.
So I'm with you on that one. But that's something we have to think about from that ownership standpoint, especially the husband and wife teams, or if you have a partnership with somebody else. If a tragic accident happens and someone lost their life, what is it going to cost me to replace that person in this business? Most of us, like you went to a while ago, I don't think I have that cash fund to sit there and be able to pay another payroll for this new person, but I can have a key man policy where if something happens, I will be able, whether I look at this as a 5-year goal, a 10-year goal, I look at that dollar figure. That way I put that policy in place where I can truly keep running my business financially like nothing happened, even though we lost a person.
I can think about my two directors have been with me, one since day one and one since about 6 months in. And I think that my business would truly suffer if I was to lose either one of those employees, and not only suffer like financially, but just the management, just someone else coming and building relationship with my staff or my students. I'm just going to encourage those of you who are progressive, especially if you're not working in the day-to-day business anymore and you have really put someone in your business that's truly responsible for those high-level things. I call them the big-brained things. They are you're solution oriented. They manage people. They run programs. I really think you should talk to Blake when you get to the conference about this particular add-on insurance. Okay. So tell me a little bit more about your services, and like if someone is interested, how would they get in contact with you and find out more information?
Well, I'm going to put it out here live. I will give you all my cell phone number. That way you know you can directly get me.
I'm going to call your wife.
So to get a hold of me, it's 972-754-8595. And you can get a hold of me anytime. I tell you, I have owners get phone calls that their building flooded at 2 a.m. I'm the next phone call on that list at 2 in the morning. Hey, what do? We got to get a claim started. My building's flooded. No problem. But one of the things that I do personally with Aleaf Insurance is I'm not here just to try to sell you a policy. I want to look at your policy, show you where the holes are, where we don't think you have enough coverage, and help educate you on what you have. Too many times there's owners out there, A, they don't even know who their insurance carrier is, and B, really don't know what they're truly insured for. And it's been pretty eye-opening over this past year since we've really seen the real estate values increase a lot. A lot of these owners that have had the same policy for, let's say, 10 years. Well, great. 5-6 years ago, your real estate might only been worth $750,000. But where that sits today might be 1.2 to 1.5 million, but yet you're still only insured for $750,000. Should something happen, well, you're going to get about enough money to build half your center back.
Wow.
So that's one of those things. It's really the education piece, and us doing childcare solely is all I do. I have a better understanding than maybe your friend that does insurance that does a little bit of everything, but doesn't truly understand childcare.
I love that. And another thing that I love about your company, and I'm really excited to talk to you about this at the conference. I'm hoping that we can do something great for our association, is that you guys offer employee benefits. How many of you out there, your center already has employee benefits? You have health care, you have dental care, vision. How many of you already have those benefits? You have 401k. If you have any benefits for your staff, let us know in the comments. And I know many of us didn't, but two things happened to us in the pandemic, Blake, that I think were hidden blessings. So my mama always taught me, don't look at it as, this was a horrible time. What lessons and blessings did you get out of it? So this is one of the blessings that I believe our industry got as a whole. We were recognized, I'm going to say finally, as an important industry. Mm-hmm. 1. 2, many of our centers receive some additional funds in order to make sure that we can offer some benefits to our employees. But most of us still don't offer health insurance, and we don't offer, dental and vision. Well, Erica, you can always have Blake look over that and let you know when it's appropriate time to roll that thing over. Erica will be there at the conference, so make sure you stop by and see Blake. So, for those of us who are really thinking about, man, we really would love to have those benefits to help retain and attract employees. Is it hard to do?
It's easy. All it takes literally is a phone call on that side. I mean, really, that medical, vision, dental, we have a lot of options, but the information needed is very minimal. I mean, we're talking number of staff, age of staff, male to female, and we can set you up and run you some quotes. So yeah, it never hurts to see.
Awesome. So listen, guys, we need to go over Flood Blake's group because it's time as we are beginning to really treat our businesses more like Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies. That's not one of those companies that say, oh, we're not so worried about having insurance. Like, we're not so worried about having liability insurance. We're not so worried about not giving our company staff benefits. They are all thinking about how can we, one, insure ourselves and protect ourselves, and then how can we give benefits to our staff to show our love and appreciation. So you want to connect with someone who is knowledgeable about our industry and not just fumbling around in the darkness, figuring out our needs.
Yeah, y'all come see me at the booth and we can have more one-on-one intimate conversations to really discuss your specific needs with your center, because we're all going to be different. Some have one school, some have 5 schools. We all have different numbers of employees. We all have different needs. But let's sit down one-on-one and talk at the conference. It can be a quick conversation, and we can always follow it back up after the conference is over to really start getting some things moving for you.
Okay, Blake. So you're from Dallas, DFW. I'm from Houston, and we know how to party. Now, absolutely. I don't know if you know, but at Childcare Millionaires Live, we throw a party out of this world. I just want to know, are we dancing?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I'm in. Let's go.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, guys, you got to get to Childcare Millionaires Live because this is where the action is going to happen. A lot of times we need to make connections. Sometimes it's not like, what do we need to do next? It's who do we need to know next? And I really believe that you guys need to write Blake Sanders at the top of that list because as we're growing and our needs are changing, we need to have someone in our corner that's just looking over the health of our business from a protection standpoint. You know, listen, I can help you in operation. I can help you hire. I can help you train, develop. But I cannot help you protect your business. That's Blake's job, and we're going to let him do it. So make sure you guys go over and check them out. Hey, my final question.
Okay.
Because I'm just a little bit nosy. What trends are you seeing in the childcare industry when it comes to insurance that we should be aware of? Is there anything fresh and new coming out?
So fresh and new, nothing too crazy, but this is a piece I can't stress enough. Now the insurance carriers are starting to get on the Department of Family Services website when they're selecting to insure you or not. And what they're really looking for is your state license deficiencies. So the cleaner we can have that, the more options we have and the better your rates will be. The schools who are getting those higher deficiencies, now that's starting to cause them to pay the price on insurance. So yes, what state licensing does, make sure we're on our P's and Q's when they're there and we have that as clean as we can get it.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I think that was a hot nugget. We appreciate you for letting us know that we all want to run, the best organization that we can, but knowing that, our deficiencies could affect our insurance prices, I know that gives me an extra incentive to make sure that we are deficiency free. So Blake, I cannot wait to see you at the conference. And guys, I can't wait to see you either. Let's hear from a few people who've been to the conference before. Okay, we're going to try to add this back to the stream because we want to make sure that you guys hear from a few people who've already been to the conference. Childcare Millionaires Live is designed for owners and leaders.
My name is Christina Grams. Hey, my name is Christina Graham Simpson, and I am from Raleigh, North Carolina, owner of Victory Learning Academy. And this experience has been one of the most life-changing in my business. I have learned to let go. I have learned that it is time to move forward and take huge, huge leaps. And even if it scares you, you keep doing it. And if it doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough. So you got to get out there and make it move and just believe and trust in the process, and make sure you get you some amazing, amazing coaches that are where you want to be, and then you can get there.
Hey everybody, my name is Taja Wolser. I am here from Raleigh, North Carolina. Enjoyed the Childcare Millionaire Conference. It was amazing. I didn't realize that I was coming here to meet my new family, my new sisters, my new cousins, my aunties, my mamas, my accountability partners. Everything was awesome. And it was everything that I needed. I was ready to go on the first day because I had so many gems, but I'm not leaving with just gems. I'm leaving with a treasure box full of knowledge. And you need to be here the next time if you're feeling that you need that extra push and that motivation. It was all here today. And don't worry about the coins because you'll get them later. They're going to collect them with everything that they're teaching you. Thank you, Miss Natalie, Miss Brandy. Thank you to all of the speakers, Dr. Connie. Everybody was amazing and they touched my heart in a special place, and I'm so appreciative of taking this leap out on faith, and I will not regret it.
So listen, guys, we want to make sure that you have no excuse not to come to the conference right now, because my birthday was this week. The tickets are 44% off. I think we have 17 in-person tickets left. Of course, we have live stream tickets left. We don't want you to miss it, because one of the things we pride ourselves in doing is making sure we can deliver the best information to you. So please make sure you show up, because you never know when you're going to hear the right opportunity.
So what you have to do, right, is you have to look at yourself and saying, hey, when presented with opportunities, am I making the right opportunities? What you got to do is say, hey, when everybody else is going left, I want to go right. What you got to look and say, hey, you know what? The things that I said I deserve to have, I need to focus and switch those things to things that I deserve to have that maybe everybody else will think is crazy, but I know that that investment will pay off for me over and over and over again. I want to leave you with this. Bill Gates said compounding progress. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10.
So guys, let's get the progress that we need. Let's show up for yourself, show up for your business. Blake, thank you again for being on with us today. We truly appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. All right, guys, we have one more in our lineup today. Can't wait to see you at, I don't even know what time it is, at noon, but I'll see you soon. But I'll definitely see you at the bank. And I better see you at Childcare Millionaires Live. Bye, guys.